high and lower
Mm.
lower low. Hold up. Let me do this again. This is like my favorite setup, and it correlates a lot with my personal model that I use. Okay, so basically, um, you have a breaker block, high, low, low. I think you're all familiar with that. This would be the bearish breaker block, and then somewhere around here would be the fair value gap. Um, hold up. I'm fucking this up. 1 second. I'm trying to like draw out my A plus setup. One second. Okay, so this would be the breaker block, the unicorn model. Fair value gap would be somewhere around here. Um, and then we have a high time frame PDRA right here that like the higher high taps into. I'll mark this out for a second. And then you have consolidation. Oh, I marked this out wrong once again. Fuck. Well, 1 second. Okay. You have like consolidation. Uh, you'll have a manipulation to the upside into the high time frame PDRA. This would be the high, the low, the higher high, and this would be the lower low. We have consolidation right before this like pattern happens. Like price manipulates into the high time frame PDRA and it just dumps. So this would be a PDI model plus an ABS model plus a no SMT no trade, because for me to take this trade, there would be an SMT at these highs or at some other highs. Like if price prints here, there would be an SMT right here or just one right here. Um, you said SMT and high time frame PDRA. You look for entries, yeah. Okay, so my entry would be once we reject this high time frame feed array, and once there is an obvious like rejection of the SMT, I'll usually wait for an inversion fair value gap to happen. So like this, and then I'll enter off here, use my fib level to determine my low. So then I'll target the 2. My stop loss would be right above the inversion fair value gap. And this is how I catch like most of my A plus setups. This would be an A plus setup in my book. Does it happen often? No, it doesn't. It happens like once or twice a day if you like really focus on the charts. Um, but other than that, if you like, you look casually to the charts, you'll probably catch this 2 to 3 times a week. So this would be my A plus setup. So a consolidation right before we have a high, we have a low, higher high inside. It manipulates into the high time frame PDRA. So this is consolidation manipulation, and at the same time we are printing a unicorn. We manipulate into the high time frame PDRA. We leave an SMT inside of the high time frame PDRA, and we inverse fair value gap. The inverse would be my entry, and I'll write it to like the standard deviation of the B leg. So this would be the B leg. So high, low. This would be the B leg. So always a lowest time frame inverse. Usually, you'd want to wait for the high time frame inverse, but if I'm very confident, I'll just take the first inversion that I see doesn't really need, for me at least, I'm pretty confident in these types of setups. For me, it doesn't need to be like the high time frame or the low time frame. It's just most of the time the first inverse I see. Any other questions? You skill when SMT forms. Um, Usually for my other setups, my simpler ones, you'll see price like ranging into a high time frame PD array. Hold up, this is wrong. Okay, this is fucking ugly, but it's okay. Okay, for my more simple entries, um, I'll usually wait for price to like play into a high time frame PD array. So let's say this is a 1 hour fair value gap, a bearish one, and price plays into this, and it leaves an SMT here. Okay. Um, I'll need like a strong confirmation of like or candle closure below this high time frame PD array to take a trade. I usually don't wait for like inversions if I see a setup like this, you know. So I'll usually take it without without waiting um, for like an inversion or something. But I do not enter as soon as the SMT forms. I really need to see a sharp rejection of the SMT, and I also need to see like strong confirmation that my drawn liquidity is right. Tips on how to find your drawn liquidity. Yeah, just look for short term. You can look into like um, points of interest like these low resistance liquidity, equal highs, equal lows, doubles marks, and that type of shit. 15-minute rebalances. Didn't look at that. There is a 15 right here. I actually see this trade going down to the 15-minute rebalance. If it actually wants to. Yeah, you see it rebalanced it. The 15-minute and the 5-minute are really strong, like really strong magnets for price to draw into. So in this case, we had an untapped 15. I think we had some untapped fives as well. Yeah, this is not. This is untapped one. So yeah, this is an untapped one. It inversed it. But for for drawn liquidity, you really like you need to look at equal highs, equal lows, low resistance liquidity, uh, 5-minute rebalances, 15-minute rebalances, and that type of shit. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Okay, policeman. I'll look into your question like after I catch another trade. Okay. Okay, so it's 11. I don't trade past 11, so we'll just go to PM. First thing I do when I like rejoin trading after lunch, I'll mark out lunch lows and lunch highs. That isn't fuck. Sorry about that. One second. Okay. First thing I do is mark out lunch lows and highs. Lunch lows are these lows we have right now, so no need to mark that out. We have lunch highs right here. AM lows we have right here. I'll mark them out on ES as well. Okay, these are AM lows, lunch highs on ES. Um, we have a point of interest that is pretty much tapped already. I'll look for 15-minute rebalances, 5-minute rebalances, which I don't see. So, okay. Um,
Two.
okay, is this in a high time computer? It is inside of the 1 hour. So that's fire. Okay, 1 second. I'll turn this shit down. Okay, so we can see like a three drive form inside of the 1 hour, and we consistently like play outside of it. This could mean that could have a long opportunity. We do leave an SMT inside of the 1 hour. Okay, so we have an SMT, right? Inside of the 1 hour. Lunch loads are not taken. I don't see him get taken, to be honest. Looks low key. Like we have some protected lows, but would be weird. Uh, yeah. I mean, yeah, fuck it. I'll take this, John. Okay, I'll definitely take this. I'll put my stop loss right below lunch lows, and I'll target this right there. I'll wait for a better opportunity. Hold up. Yeah, I think this is pretty solid. Okay, I'll enter this for 1%. Um, my first take profit will be at 1 to 1. Okay, it looks like we are printing more SMTs and we are respecting the 1 hour. Not really. Okay. Okay, so that's TP1. I'll go to break even. My next target will be the lunch highs. I'll go for lunch highs. That's my next target. Okay, that's pretty much lunch highs. And I'll let it run for the rest of PM. Okay. So confluences for this trade were S&T inside high time repeater rate. We have a breaker right here that I wanted to seek a respected. Um, we had a breaker right here that I anticipated to get like made. We had an S&T inside of a high time from PDRA plus a breaker. This is an ABS model that I took. I took it pretty late to be honest, but it is what it is. The breaker did get made, so those were my confluences. How about your daily bias? I don't really use daily bias to be honest. I've been waiting for that email as well. Wa alaikum assalam, sahbi. How long have you? Just like 20 minutes, I think. What would three drive be? Three swing lows. Is Joe in this? Yes, Joe's in this, bro. Joe, please send it. Please send like the three drive PDF that you have. 1 to 1, how much do I usually take out? 50%. I usually take out 50% of my position at 1 to 1. We have Zaza in this bitch. Can someone record? I think Joe's recording, but I don't know. Joe, are you recording? Any questions about this trade or anything for that matter? I just got here. Good shit. Oh, I think it wasn't obvious, but this is an SMT breaker. So as you can see, low, high, didn't make a lower low, but an SMT ES did make a lower low, so an SMT breaker. Okay, it's cool, Zaza. Okay, so basically, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. macro delivered us lower. It manipulated lower. I marked out lunch highs, lunch lows, AM highs. Um, and so basically we were kind of consolidating, but once I saw that we were making a little bit of movement, I could see a ABS model form, this anticipatory like breaker strategy, you know. Price delivered us lower inside a high time repeat array. In this case, it was a 1 hour rebalance or 1 hour fair value gap. I don't know. It was an 1 hour fair value gap. We left an SMT inside of this 1 hour fair value gap. We rejected the SMT. We didn't go for AM lows, which I found very surprising. But we respected this SMT pretty well, and we printed newer SMTs on the way like to the upside. And like I said, it was an ABS model, so I anticipated the breaker block, and I went long before the breaker block even formed, which resulted in a higher like risk to reward. Yes, sir. So once you get the low, higher low, huh? So once you get the low, higher, high, low, huh? Am I tripping? Then the breakthrough that makes the breaker. Oh yeah. You wait for momentum, close above the 1 hour rebalance. I just yeah, you just got it. I wanted to re-enter off of this candle. I wanted to enter off of this candle, but I thought I didn't like the risk of this because this would mean that I would enter with like less than 3 contracts. So I waited to like a retap into this 1 hour and I just long the shit. So one of my rules for like taking a trade, especially with this model, is to wait for price to have a confident close above the high time frame PD array. Sorry, I was the wrong way. That didn't make sense. I'm tired as fuck. It's okay, bro. Did you ask like how um hold up, I'm gonna read your question again. So once you get the low, higher, high, low, then breakthrough, that makes a breaker, right? Or you're asking what a breaker is, I think, right? Bro, Ferrari, if you're just gonna fucking hate, you can get out, bro. Like, actually, fuck you. This nigga, bro. You don't know what a breaker is, go fucking watch. Bro. This nigga, bro. People are here to learn, bro. I don't believe shit, bro. I don't believe it. You're probably just a 13-year-old. I'm not even gonna waste my time. Okay, so a breaker block is very simple. You have a mover higher up, you have a move lower, then you have a higher high, and then a lower low. So I'll mark it out for you. So this is the high, this is swing high, then we have a swing low, and then price continues to go higher up. We have a higher high, and just a lower low after that. The breaker block would be at the down close candle. So this would be a breaker block, and to make it a complete unicorn, you'd want a fair value gap like linked to the breaker block. This is a bearish breaker block. I'll show you a bullish one. So you have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. Okay, so I'll mark them out again. You have a low, then you have a high, a swing high, then you have a swing that goes lower than the previous low, and then you have a higher high. The breaker block would be at the up close candle, and ideal to make it a unicorn, same shit. You want a fair value gap linked to the breaker block. Most of the time, if you're using unicorns, you don't enter off of the unicorn like when it breaks through, but you wait for a retest and then you enter. So this would be your entry. And your stop loss would normally be like right below the breaker, because if it goes through the breaker, it has no reason to like respect it. Okay, so show the same breaker example on the trade you just took. Yes, sir. What up? Let me read the other shit. Go make a walk too, please. So it's basically order block that gets disrespected. I mean, kinda. If you wanna look at it from, yeah, I mean, yes, kinda. Can you show it? Yeah, okay. On the trade that I just took, you can see here we have a low, we have a higher high. We didn't print a lower low, but I just said ES did print a lower low, which makes this an SMT breaker. So low, high, lower, low, and then we just print higher to like higher highs. And the last up close candle in the higher high move was this one. So with the AVS entry, you would start scaling in SMT and add the rest of the position or retest a breaker. No, that would make the ABS useless. You wanna scale in. This is kind of scuffed ABS. What up? Where is it? Did I delete it? Okay, so with an ABS, side time repeat array, we do leave an SMT right here. With an ABS, you want to enter off of an inversion fair value gap. This would be the breaker block. Okay, just imagine price printed here and it left an SMT, okay? You would want to enter off of this inverse fair value gap, stop loss at SMT lows, and you target the standard deviation of the B leg, which -1 should be good. For most ABS trades, you want to go like take your first partial or break even when the breaker gets kind of made, you know? So this would be one of your first partials or first TPs or break even point, and then you just let it run. Because if you scale in and you scale in more, the RR would be kind of scuffed. It would go to like the middle. It would make your stop loss unnecessarily big. Yeah, what Ethan just said. Any other questions? Time the PDAs. We should use some. Okay. Okay. It's 3:30. I'll go to AM. Okay, it looks like ES displays significantly lower than NQ. It did.
Yo, no one join. It would be so funny if we didn't join.
Why do they do charting? Okay, I might need to join charting. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kidding. You're probably gonna join.
Alright, maybe I'll continue this like after charting. But I don't know.
Thanks, fam.
Bye bye.